Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So let's wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to let everyone joining this webinar, and then I will be able to start this webinar. Okay, so we have more people joining us right now. I will start in maybe 1 minute just to let everyone the chance to join us today, and then I will start this webinar. Okay, let's start now. As we have 30 minutes, we want to cover everything I want to cover today. So again, thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is Cedric Verge. I'm the Customer Success Manager and co-founder here at Avonni. And I'm really thrilled to welcome you to this webinar, New at Avonni, because I have some exciting new things to share with you in the next 30 minutes. So, but first, let's go over a few housekeeping items. So 2 quick things here for this presentation. You will be able to submit, or you can submit your question through the Q&A box you have on Zoom. And at the end of this webinar, we will have a live chat at the end, so I will be able to answer your question. And also, as a quick note, that this webinar is being recorded and it will be available by tomorrow. So today's event focuses on 3 big features that we know are going to provide an immense value to our users. And because our goal is really to improve your day-to-day experience when you're using Avonni to prototype your Salesforce application. So here's the list of the 3 new features I will demo today. The first one is you now have the ability to prototype list view pages. But it's not only to create your pages, but you will be able to make your list view functional. You will be able to select fields to display. You will also be able to edit filters to display related information on your list view. So the list views will be and are fully functional, and you can simulate the list views when you're using these new features inside Avonni. Now, the second features I'm going to show you today, it's how you can create and simulate action around your prototype. Let's say you like to have a new or edit button inside your record page. You will be able to create this action, and you will be able to test that action as it will be fully functional. And the third features, last but not least, it's how you can now make your pages, Lightning pages, more dynamic, because you now have the ability to set component visibility, to show and hide standard component based on specific criteria. So, and all those features are available starting today, so you will be able to test them just right after this webinar. But before I get into those features, I really want to take a moment to talk about the why behind what we built. Because Avonni exists to help trailblazers like you design their Salesforce user experience. And one of the things we notice from our users is really their wish to prototype a user interface that meets the needs of the end users and stakeholders. Because, you know, prototyping a Salesforce project is essential, and it's very important before diving directly into a production org or a sandbox org. And let me tell you why. So here's the few benefits of prototyping first your project. the first benefit is really to present your idea to users more clearly. Because when you're prototyping a Salesforce application, you make it possible to present your idea in a more concrete way. And with all the opinion, testimonials, recommendation, and even feedback you have collected, it's easy for you to create what the users or what the end users really want to have on their Salesforce. And as I love to say, or as I like to say, a prototype is worth 1,000 meetings. Now, the other benefits, it's really to provide focused feedback, because creating a prototype, it helps you unify all the ideas and enables everyone to see the product from a different perspective. Feedback is really essential. If you like to discover the needs, or if you like to understand the expectation of the end users, if you like to also do some business requirement, and also to get a clear idea of where the product is heading. And last benefits, I think for me, it's maybe the most important benefits. It's really to simulate the real product. It's really to simulate a real Salesforce application. And when you're using Avonni, you have the ability to prototype and also test or simulate a real Salesforce app. And that's important because it can help attract users' feedback before, allocating any resources needed for the implementation. And also stakeholders can test your prototype before it comes into production. And with that, you will be able, or you can discover maybe some design errors or maybe UX optimization problem. And this is the first, anchor of the first features I'm going to show you. And I'm talking here about how you can now prototype list view pages when you're using Avonni. So let's go on the Avonni designer project. I have a Lightning application project. This is a basic Lightning page for the accounts. So now here, when you're clicking on the main content menu, each object will come with his related list. So is related list view. So you have the list, account list, campaign list. For each object, you will find the associate list view. And when you click on the account list, for example, you are now redirecting on this new page. And this is basically where you are able to prototype your list view. From here, and as you can see, it's exactly similar as a real Salesforce. But here I'm not on Salesforce. I'm only using Avonni to prototype what my end users really want to have on Salesforce. So on this page, here now I have the ability to see my list views. And I can even navigate from one list to another one, and then customize each list. You also have the ability to create new lists, or to, really configure the look and feel of your list. Here, completely on the right side, you have access to the list view controls and filters button. It's exactly the same UI as the one you can find on Salesforce. So here you can create new list, clone a list, renaming a list, edit list filter if you like to filter information inside the list, select fields to display, and delete. Let's take, for example, select fields to display. And here you have the ability on your prototype to select all the fields you like to display on your list. So I'm able to select multiple fields and then click on save. So now your list is dynamic. You can see the fields on your list for the all accounts. You can even click on the link to be redirecting on the associated record page. So if I'm clicking on this link, I will go directly on that specific account page, again, to prototype this page. So let's get back to the list again. So this is all account list. What about creating a new list? That's easy. List control, new. And let's say I'm looking to prototype the partner accounts list. Okay, create. Now the list is there, partner account. And from here, I still have the ability to select fields to display. So I will select some fields here, industry, type, save. But this is the list to display partner accounts. So I will need to filter information to only display accounts that are partner. And for that, here you have the filter button. You can click now on the filter button and add your filters. So show me all account, add filter. And here you can select all the fields available inside your prototype. So let's select partner account, its type, right there, operator, contain, you have multiple variation of the operator. We'll say contain, then partner. Done. This is my first filter. Now, if needed, I can add other filters as well. So that's very easy, add filter, you specify the filter, and then you will be able to combine the filter with a logic. So you will be able to add the logic and one and two, one or two, and more if you have multiple filter. So let's save the list. And now Avonni is updating live my list view to only display partner accounts. So as you can see now, you have the complete control to prototype the look and feel of the list view page. And that's useful because if you like your user to test the UX of the list view, if you like to let them creating new list views as well, that's possible. As you know, when you're using Avonni, you can also prototype your application, not only for desktop, but also for tablet. And now, and that's new as well, when you click here on the screen size, you can select phone, and you will see the exact same preview of the list view pages, but for mobile. So that's easy to navigate from one list to another one to get a look and feel of the mobile version of the list view page. So let's get back to desktop. Here, this is really for the list, how you can now prototype functional list view pages. And this is for the first features I really want to show you today. Now, the other features that is, I think, really great and powerful, it's the action. You now have the ability to create actions that are fully functional. So let's say I am on this account page, and let's select the highlights panel right there. So here you have the ability to add your action. Let's say you'd like to add a new action to simulate from the account page how you can create a new contact. So you will click on add action, create a new action, and this is where it's new. You now have the action type when you're prototyping an action. And you have the choice between Lightning component to set a link to a Lightning web component on your prototype, create record, update record, or log a code. Well, it's pretty much the standard action type you can find on Salesforce as well. So let's say create record. Now I need to set a target object. So I want to create a new contact box, model box. So I will select as a target object, contact. Label, new contact, right there, create. Now here, I have access to my new contact button. I can press that button. And here, the exact same way, I can prototype what I'd like to have on my model box to create a new contact. And for that, on the left panel, I automatically get access to the target objects fields. Here, it's the contacts information. So let's add some fields like the account ID. You have maybe the birth date right there, and let's set department. Okay. You can close the model box. And now if you'd like to test the look and feel and to test if your model box is working, you can switch to the preview mode. So here's my preview mode where I can interact and test my prototype. So it's loading the account page right there. I get the new contact box. So let's press the box here to add a new contact. And what I can do now, because I just set the action type to create a record, I'm able to type the name, my name, link that to an account ID or an account from the list, birth date, let's say 1st August, finance. Save. You can also simulate the save. And as you can see, Avonni is creating the contact for me. So that's easy to click on the contact on the preview mode to go directly on the contact page for that record. So as you can see, it's also simulating the live testing of your prototype of your application here. So on the contact, you can now click on details to get details information. And the exact same way, if you'd like to edit fields information to test the look and feel of your prototype, you can click here, like you can do on Salesforce, and changing the information. If you'd like to change to link that to another account, you can do that as well. You can add a phone and then save that information. And now Avonni is saving the information on my prototype. It's a prototype, it's dummy data, but you can simulate the UX, simulate the look and feel of this. So as you can see now, this contact Cedric Verge is linked to another account ID. So again, today's features, it's mostly about prototyping, how we can prototype application and how we can make your prototype fully functional when you like to simulate the look and feel of your prototype. So that's for the second features, how you can really create action and prototype them to make them functional when you'd like to create a new record or update a record or even link that to a Lightning Web Component. Now, third features I'm going to show you. How you can, for a Lightning page, inside a Lightning page, let's get back to the editor mode. And let's open this opportunity page. How you can now make your page fully functional, I mean dynamic. So this is my opportunity page. And on this page, I like to have two path assistants because for each path, I will have some specific guidance based on the type of the opportunity, based if it's a new customer or if it's an existing customer. So now I'm able to drag multiple components, and for each component, I will be able to set filters to show and or hide this component. So let's take this first path assistant that is really great. It's for new customer. So now on the right panel, you will find here set component visibility. That's new as well. And you can set a filter to say to really ask Avonni to show this path assistant with the specific guidance for success only for opportunity who are new customer. So you can click on filter, and here you have the filter type, record field, device, meaning that you can even set component visibility if you're on a desktop prototype or on a mobile prototype. That's possible as well. Again, this is the same user experience as the one you can find on the Lightning App Builder when you'd like to play with the set component visibility. So let's take record field, select a field, and here I will select type, contain operator, value new. Done. So I have my first filter for this component. If needed, like the lease use, I can add multiple filters and then add logic. Now, as you can see for my component, you will see this little icon with an eye saying that this component is displaying on this specific record page. That's true because it's a new customer. So now, what about the other one? For the other path assistant, I can repeat the same process. set component visibility, select the field. I will select type, contain existing. Done. Okay. And as you can see, the icon is not the same. Here it's displaying because I am on the editor, but with this icon, Avonni is telling me that this component will not be displayed for that specific record when I'm switching to preview mode. And this is exactly what I will do now. Let's click on the preview to get a preview. And now I should have only one path with only here the key fields for new customer. And that's true, it's a new customer. What about changing to another record? Let's select this other record. And as you can see, the path is different. Why? Because the type is different. It's existing customer. So let's get back again to the editor. So with the set component visibility, you can really apply any visibility action on any standard component. That's useful if you'd like to create multiple variations of a page or display specific content really based on your user's profile or maybe the type of any field information you have inside your prototype. So that's, again, it's really powerful because Avonni, it's not letting you creating static prototype of your Salesforce, but we are following the Salesforce constraint and the Salesforce structure. You can create a fully functional prototype when you're using Avonni. Let's get back to my slide. So here's really the quick recap of the 3 features I just demo you today. The first one was how you can now prototype list view pages, customize them, select the fields, edit filters, create multiple list view pages, and how you can also make your list view pages fully functional on the mobile. The second feature was about creating actions that are fully functional. If you'd like to make an action on your prototype, for example, create a record, update a record, or set a link to a Lightning web component. And the third feature, it was about how you can make your Lightning page on your prototype dynamic, how you can show and or hide specific element really based on specific filters you will set up on your prototype if you like to show and hide or hide specific component. So that's really for the quick recap of the 3 features I just unveiled today with you. Now, as a quick note, because it's really soon, and we are also thrilled to be at Dreamforce this year, and we will have a booth. So if you'd like to come and say hi, feel free to come to our booth. We will have a demo. We'll be on site, and we will be able to discuss your needs and demo also what's new at Avonni. And we will be this year at the Trailblazer Experience Zone. So again, we will have a booth here, and we will be there at Dreamforce next month. One more thing. I just talked to you about the new features we released. What about what's next? And I'm really, really thrilled to announce that starting next month, we will have a beta for our new product. It's a completely different product, and it's all about flow screens. We will have a flow screens component package with more than 40 UI elements you can use directly on your flows. So it will be natively integrated to flow builders, and you will be able to use a lot of UI component inside your flow screens, like a data table, like a list, like avatars, like dual list box, date time picker, and you will be able to configure the style, the properties, all the interaction around your flows. So this package will be available in beta next month. And that's really, really great if you like to supercharge your flows. If you like to enhance visually your flows, because the flow builder at Salesforce, it's awesome. You know, it's really great. It's very powerful. You can even basically create a web component only by using flows. And this is all about this package. We need to have a new way to build like new web components inside Flow, and we need to have a new way to enhance your flows by using more than 40 UI components specifically designed for flows. So I will be able to send you more information on this. And if you would like to have more information, feel free to reach me as well. Now, let's take time for your question. If you have some question, if you'd like to learn more about maybe specific features, let me know through the live chat. We have like a Q&A box, so you can type your question and I will be able to answer your question here live. So let me know. So I have a question. Okay, will the actions, are the actions will be available on these view pages? No, not yet, but that's coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, that's part of another update. You will be able to add your actions, functional action, like the action I just show you today on the record page. You will be able to create your action and add your action on any of these view pages. And with this update, you will be able to mass edit information inside the list, again, for the prototyping perspective. So when you will have like multiple information, you will be able to mass edit that information. If you'd like to change, for example, active yes for the 3 accounts, you will be able to do this in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We are really fine-tuning these features for the Avonni designer. Question regarding the Flow beta is part of the original subscription. It's a completely different product. It will be a managed package, so it will not be part of the original subscription. I will have more information to share with you later next month regarding the subscription model. Exactly when the beta will be available, later in September, we will be at Dreamforce and we will demo this at Dreamforce. So I want to say something wrong, but we'll have a beta in September for sure. So another question, do you have any advice on how I can get set up to date on all of the new functionalities? Tutorials video, that's a good question. Yes. So you can click here inside Avonni, you have this question mark and then Help Center. And this is our Help Center. We will add some updates to the Help Center, but from here you will have access to a lot of articles as well as video tutorials. And we are pushing new videos tutorials about the new features later today, but you can already find some video tutorials from here about some specific features or specific use case. So feel free to check that. And again, at any time, if you'd like to catch up with maybe new functionality or discuss about your use case, feel free to book a demo on the Avonni.app website. So you have request a demo here, you can request a demo, and then we will be able to do this live demo with you. Okay, another question. How can we manage data inside a prototype? Okay, that's a good question, because as you can see here on this screen, that's all dummy data you can add on your design. So if you're clicking here on the settings panel, you will be redirecting on the setting page for your prototype, and here you will find objects. You will find all the objects that are linked to your prototype, if you maybe importing from your Salesforce or if you create new objects. And for each object, you can click on an object, and then you will be able to manage the fields. You're also able to manage the records. And this is where you can generate data. You can click on new to add a new record, but you have other options right there. where you can generate random data, import your data. If you're liking to import from a CSV file, an Excel file, that's possible as well. Export or delete all record. So I can say, okay, delete, and say here, generate random data, 20, generate. And now I have all those data, fake data for the account that are now linked to my prototype. So this is where you can manage your data inside your prototype by clicking on the settings panel on your design to get access to the settings here. Let me know if you have other questions. I don't have any new question yet. Otherwise, just to let you know that this webinar will be available with the recording later today or tomorrow on the website. And for those who are interested, let me know about the Flow screen component package, and I will keep you posted on that as well. So that's pretty much for what I'd like to show you today. I really hope you enjoyed this webinar. It was a pleasure to present, to demo you those features. So thanks again for your time, and have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.